Hey everyone, okay, so back at it again. Today I actually have the Robert rig out and a very bright light pointed at my face. So hopefully I don't go blind. Let me see what I can do about that. So the Robert rig out again. It's been very long since I've last made a video with this, but that's my girlfriend in the background. She just walked away.
Wait, I'm in the way. I'm just
You're not in the way.
up.
No, it's fine. So, what's going on, man? Well, we made it through 2020, which I'm thankful for. Hopefully, we get to make it through 2021, and hopefully things get a bit better. We got another kitty who's sitting right behind there, and they're getting ready to have some fun. I'm a little bit nervous because I don't want them to jump on my robe or something, and here's the kitty. He doesn't like being picked up too much. I'll let him go. Lost me job. Sucks, but I may have some really nice job prospects in the future. Look, it's the other kitty. Whoa. I lost me job, but it was a good Christmas. Now, I've asked for two things every Christmas for the last few years. Mike and Ike's and 3D Blu-rays, and I always receive the Mike and Ike's, which I'm very thankful for. Mike and Ike's is like vitamins for me. But I never got the 3D Blu-rays up until this year, and we're gonna jump right into that. Now, there is one that I don't have with me, two kind of. Hubble, which I ended up getting, I was gifted the 2D Blu-ray version of, which I completely understand because the way Amazon has it set up, it's very confusing. And Lego Ninjago, which I will put pictures of that up. When we opened, it was a brand new case from Amazon. Inside was the Lego Movie 2, 3D Blu-ray still. We watched it and then we sent the movies back. 3D was, I don't know, it wasn't that great. But we're gonna jump right into this. So we're gonna start off with the oldest released film, and it is Dial M for Murder. Very excited about this one here. Classic Hitchcock film, and this is actually the movie that inspired Martin Scorsese. It's considered to be one of the best 3D movies of all time, and yeah, you know what, for the time that this came out at, this is like a masterpiece for 3D filmmaking. I mean, the story itself doesn't lend itself well to the medium of 3D, and famously Hitchcock did not want to do this movie in 3D, but they forced him to. But he did the best he could with what they, gave him, and he ended up making a pretty enjoyable 3D experience, especially for 3D films at the time. Two really good bits of nice pop out there. You had the woman here, I believe played by Grace Kelly. She throws her arm out to the audience, and in another moment, a key, which is a very important piece of the puzzle, is presented in negative space. If you're a 3D connoisseur like me, you're going to want to have this in your collection just because of its historical significance, and it's a pretty decent Hitchcock film. Really good. Dude was the master of suspense. Even over 50 years later, this movie still gets you. Next, we have The Nightmare Before Christmas 3D re-release. I'm trying not to commit any edge violations here. This is a marvel in technology, the fact that they were able to post-convert. I know post-conversions today are done all the time, but this was done in 2006. The fact that it's a huge, impressive feat that they did. 3D isn't perfect. There's a lot of little mishaps, but I mean, what they had to do, and they were so new at the technology at the time that for what you're getting from this, it's pretty damn good. Not the deepest 3D, but they do have fun with it. And honestly, this is a movie that I could see Tim Burton wanting. He says that he wanted, if he had the technology at the time, he would have filmed this in 3D. But I don't know about that, but I honestly do think this is a good fit for 3D filmmaking. Nightmare Before Christmas. And finally, to round out the Toy Story trilogy, I got Toy Story 2. This movie in 3D, I think, I want to say this is probably the best of the three movies, even better than Toy Story 3, which I wasn't too thrilled with 3D in that. It was alright, didn't do anything super special. But 3D in this is really good. The opening sequence with Buzz on Zurg's planet is really, really cool. There's a few shots where you're looking down a really long vent, or when Woody looks out of the penthouse apartment, I think, or condo apartment or whatever, he looks out the window down into the street. The 3D's really deep there. Woody's Nightmare has a lot of cool 3D moments. Honestly, this is probably the best 3D of the three films. I'm glad that I have all three now, and I can put them on the shelf next to each other. Now, this next movie surprised me a lot because I had heard that the 3D wasn't good, and that is Chicken Little. That's kind of what scared me off of buying this. I had seen it at the store, but it was like, whoa, okay, first you're not allowed to be up there. I had seen it at the store, and it was like $40 or something. It was really expensive, but I mean, it's a rare Blu-ray. Especially the fact that all these are new. This movie is amazing in 3D. Phil Captain 3D McNally, who, by the way, has a YouTube channel where he does blind whiskey tastings. I'll put the link to his channel in the description below. Go check him out. He does live streams all the time, so go give him a watch. Phil Captain 3D McNally worked on this. I believe this was his first film that he worked on, and he absolutely just knocked it out of the park. This came out in 2004, but honestly, this is better than a lot of animated 3D films today. He really brings in that, despite this movie not starting production for 3D, in fact, it was very late into production of this film that they decided to do a 3D release of it. Probably around the time Polar Express was being done, and he probably had some people. I don't know. Actually, I can't even say. But 3D in this is fantastic. Don't listen to what you've seen online. Really good, interesting 3D. And the fact that this wasn't designed for 3D, but still manages to have a lot of exciting 3D moments, says a lot about Phil's talent. And honestly, I like this more than I remember liking it before. This is a really, really good one to have in your collection. It's for 3D, it's a historical milestone, the first Disney digital 3D film to be widely released. This is it. This is the one that technically Polar Express did, but this one also helped. This next one I got on my birthday. Forgive me if I talked about, I don't believe I did, but this is probably my favorite Disney film. Maybe it's not the best, but it is my personal favorite, and that is Meet the Robinsons. 3D was really excellent in this film. Absolutely love this movie. Freaking watched it as a kid, or when I was younger. And the 3D is awesome. Freaking fantastic. I believe Phil worked on this one as well. I think this was the last one Phil worked on before he went to go work at DreamWorks. But he also brings his 3D storytelling principles to this film as well. And this movie was less farther into production, so a lot more of it was imagined to be in 3D. And they did simply an amazing job. 10 out of 10. Both this and Chicken Little I highly recommend getting. And this next movie, which I already spoiled, is one that I believe started production with 3D in mind. Originally it was a movie called American Dog, but changed production to become Bolt. And as you can see, look at that, I got Bolt 3D, really exciting. The 3D in this is pretty damn good. Just lots of good 3D moments, especially during the beginning action scene. Great 3D. Just personally, I like Chicken Little and Meet the Robinsons better. But I think I'm close to having all of Disney's animated stuff in 3D now. I think I just need Frozen 1 and 2, and there might be Wreck-It Ralph 2, which is going to be impossible to get because I think it got a limited release in Japan only. But that could be wrong. This next movie is one that I had on 2D Blu-ray for a very long time. Watched the hell out of it when I was younger and haven't watched it in quite a few years. And ended up being just as fantastic and even better than I remembered, was Up. This movie in 3D is incredible, and I was actually kind of a little bit worried because I had seen what, not that Toy Story 3's 3D was bad, but I had seen Toy Story 3, I wasn't super impressed, and just other animated films that came out around this time. You had Ice Age 3, Dawn of the Dinosaurs, things like that. Wasn't really super impressed with the 3D there, but man, they really fantastic. I mean, you want to talk about a movie that uses 3D as part of its storytelling as an immersive device. This movie's got it. It actually is one of my favorite 3D shots of all time. When Carl Fredricksen's house is being sucked into that massive thunderstorm, they have it framed so that the house is like in negative space and then gets sucked back into the screen while it's trying to escape, and it can't escape from the thunderstorm. It's a really awesome shot. There's another shot when you first come upon that cave that Muntz's airship is in. They really pull the 3D out there, and you really get a great sense of how massive the cave structure is and how big the opening to that cave is and the cliff. And then the little action scene after that when they're running away from the dogs and Russell is on his backpack and he's being flung everywhere. Great 3D in this movie. I am so glad that I got this. Fantastic. As far as I've seen, this might be the best 3D Pixar film they've ever done. Kong Skull Island to round out the Monarch Godzilla cinematic universe. I have, of course, the original not the original Godzilla, but the 2014 Godzilla, I believe, and Godzilla King of the Monsters, and now I have Kong Skull Island. And this is also another pretty great 3D movie. 3D really helps sell how big these creatures are. Really exciting. Pretty good post-conversion. And I got it because I gotta fill out the collection, man. I gotta have all of them. Huge fan of that series. Can't wait for Kong versus Godzilla. And then we have this one. She's not looking. So, I got this for my girlfriend. She's a big fan of this movie. What?
Nothing. Keep going. I'm ready for whatever shit you have to throw at it.
So, yes, another 3D Lion King film. I'm very excited. Now I have both the 3D Lion Kings. And so this is the remake, obviously. And 3D, I'm not super impressed with. It's actually really tame. It's like the Jungle Book movie where they didn't really do much with it. And there are a lot of amazing story moments in here where they could have really pulled all the stops and made the 3D super deep. But then they didn't do that, even though this was shot in VR, which means they could have done that. I mean, I don't know. They just didn't make the... people are like, oh, the 3D's so good in this. And I'm like, no, not really. It's kind of the same, and it's not really that exciting. Just talking about the 3D itself. I mean, you probably already know where you stand on the Disney remakes. I'm not a huge fan of the remakes. But I got this because I know my girlfriend likes it a lot, and I figured I might as well get the 3D version and surprise her. And this one took like a month to get here. I ordered it from the UK. It took like a month. Freaking wild, dude. And this last movie surprised me and also disappointed me a little bit. And that is Illuminations the Grinch. I couldn't believe it. Outside of Despicable Me, I couldn't believe I found an Illumination movie that I really enjoyed. It's a super simple movie. It doesn't feel its length, and it feels like there was a lot of inspiration for this. It feels like they really wanted to put their heart and soul into this. And the animation itself, oh my gosh, I don't know what they did, but there's so many colors. It's very vibrant. The depth of field that they use. The fur, everything, the effects are just really good in this movie. It's like, wow. And the 3D is also really great except for a few things. One of the shots, the left and right images are reversed. So the left image is in the right eye and the right image is in the left. I don't know. Apparently this happened in the theatrical release, and I don't know why they didn't go back to fix it for the home release or do an update or something, but it's still here in this version of the film. There's a few weird things that happen with the floating window, as it's called. And basically the floating window is a way for you to be able to push it fixes edge violations essentially. But there's like a few moments where the floating window was really extreme, and there was like one more moment, I can't remember what it was, that I was kind of like, ooh, I don't know about that. But I would really want to recommend this one, but the until they fix the errors with the 3D presentation, I can't, and I doubt that they're going to, which is a really...
A couple scenes.
Yeah, I know, but like the other movies don't do that. The fact that they, I mean, the fact that they knew, they literally sat on this movie for a year. They were going to release it, and then The Star came out, and they didn't want to compete with another Christmas movie, even though it wouldn't have mattered because nobody saw that movie anyway. But they sat on this for a year, and then they released it. And I'm surprised nobody caught that. And I'm surprised even after it was caught, nothing was done. I don't know. But it's still a pretty damn good movie. As far as Illumination is concerned, it's like their Toy Story 3. Which is pretty good. And yeah, so that's the whole kit and caboodle there. Got all these movies, and yeah, also I have started a Patreon. For those of you who don't know what a Patreon is, it's essentially a way where you can subscribe to a monthly thing. You pay monthly, but you get extra content from me for paying. So I have 3 tiers. I have 3 tiers. I have the $1 tier, which is a general kind of just support for the channel. I have the $5 tier, which you get 3D pictures every other day. You'll get the 2D, the Anaglyph 3D, and the side-by-side /VR versions of the pictures every other day. So no matter how you're looking at it, you'll be able to see it in whatever way you can. And the $7 tier is you will get the full videos of the... You know, I edit my videos down, but that $7 tier gets you the entire video. Now, the entire video, while it won't be edited, it will be cut up into 10-minute chunks, so it's a little bit more palatable to sit down and watch them, and it just allows me to have more content for you guys. Even though I have a lot of videos, and not only are you getting videos, the entire cut of the video, you get to see videos that I've never released before. That's right, unseen content, and that is pretty exciting. Those will come out every Saturday of the month, and that includes today. I'm gonna have to upload the video for today to the site, but anyway, check that out. Description below. You get that cool stuff. Obviously, if you pay the $7, you get the pictures every day as well. But yeah, that is that. New Year's resolution: hopefully get a job in doing something that I want to do for a living or close to it, instead of just hopping back into retail and letting that suck out my soul. Hopefully everything is good. Yeah, I guess that's it. I'm going to put these videos up. I'm really happy. It's always good to use the Robert rig because it was a lot of money and it's really cool. And I need to get, if I get a freaking thing for it, tripod for it, I'm going to be able to do a lot more with it. But anyway, check out my Discord, check out my Patreon, check out Phil's channel, which is in the description below. checked it all out, and I hope you guys have a fantastic new year. And also check out my video that I uploaded yesterday, which I'm really proud of. It looks really cool, especially in 3D. The anaglyph version doesn't work too well, but the side-by-side / VR version looks really cool. Anyway, you guys have a great day.